Student, today we're going to start with a new chapter of civics, that is judiciary. First of all, I want to tell you that our government has three different organs through which the various activities are carried out by our government. They are the legislature, executive and judiciary. In our previous classes, we have read about the executive. That means the prime minister, president, what is the role and powers of prime minister and president, that we have read. Now today we'll read about the judiciary, which is the one of the organ of government, and its role is to interpret the law. So it applies the laws to whom? Those who are the lawbreakers, to punish them. If there is any dispute, judiciary settle that dispute. It protects the citizens' right, even including the fundamental rights. Judiciary prevents the violence of the constitution. So these are the function of judiciary. So what are the various function of judiciary? To punish the lawbreaker who breaks the law, to settle the dispute if any kinds arises, to protect the citizens' right, including the fundamental rights, and to prevent the violation of the constitution. Now, judiciary consists of a system of courts. A person accused of an offence can be punished only if proved guilty in a court. Depending upon the offence, the guilty can be fined, sent to prison, or even sentenced to death. These are the various punishment that is given to a guilty if proved. Now the most important thing is the principle of independence of judiciary. The Constitution of India has made the judiciary independent of other organs of government, like legislature or executive. So what does the independence of judiciary mean? It means that the judiciary can do its work without any interference from any other organ of government, that is legislature or executive. It can even give verdicts against the government. Besides, it has the power of judicial review. What is judicial review? It allows it to judge whether the government is acting according to the constitution or not. If the government passes a law that is against the constitution, the judiciary can declare it void. All this is meant to ensure that the judiciary can give justice impartially. The parliament has the power to determine the salary and allowances of a judge, but it cannot reduce this during the judge's term of office. This provision seeks to prevent a judge from becoming financially dependent on the parliament. The parliament also has the power to impeach judges, but the constitutional procedure for doing this is not easy. Now there are two types of cases that comes to court. They are civil cases and criminal cases. The cases which are brought before the court are civil or criminal cases. So what is civil cases? The cases involving dispute related to money, property, social matters such as inheritance, marriage, divorce. These are civil cases. In such cases, one of the parties involved sues the other, and the losing party has to pay compensation to the winning party. There is no other punishment given. Then what is criminal case? The case which involves offences which are defined by law as crime. They are called criminal cases. It includes murder, theft, robbery, cheating, etc. So in criminal cases, it is always the government that sues the case to the accused and punish that accused with the punishment range from a fine to a imprisonment or to a death sentence. So the court that hears civil cases are called civil court, and the court that hears criminal cases are called criminal court. Now jurisdiction. What does jurisdiction mean? It means legal authority or that limits within which such authority can be exercised. The court may have different types of jurisdiction. It is its original jurisdiction and appellate jurisdiction. What is original jurisdiction? Over the case which can be introduced originally in that particular court and not in any other court. What is appellate jurisdiction? When a court hears a case that is brought by an appeal against the decisions of a lower court. It exercises advisory jurisdiction when it gives advice, and supervisory jurisdiction when it supervises the working of the lower courts. So this advisory, supervisory, appellate jurisdiction does by the Supreme Court. When the lower court gives the judgment which is not satisfied the people, that then the people can appeal, take the advice, and the supervision of the Supreme Court can be taken. Now the structure of the judiciary. The structure of the Indian judiciary is like a pyramid. At the apex is the Supreme Court, which is the topmost court. Below that there are several high courts, and below that there are lower courts or the district courts or the subordinate courts. So it looks like a pyramid. So we have a single and united judiciary. This means a case may be taken from the lowest court to the highest court through appeals. Now we'll read about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the country. It is headed by the Chief Justice of India. It can at present have a minimum and maximum of 30 other judges. The Parliament can increase this number. The Chief Justice and other judges. The Chief Justice of India is appointed by the President of India. The President also appoints other judges of the Supreme Court after consulting the Chief Justice. So a judge of the Supreme Court retires at the age of 65. He can also be impeached by an order of the President if the Parliament finds him guilty of misuse of authority or even due to proven misconduct. Now, what are the powers and functions performed by the Supreme Court? First, the original jurisdiction of Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has original jurisdiction over cases involving dispute between two or more state governments, dispute between the central government and one or more state government, dispute in which the central government and one or more state government oppose one or more state governments, dispute related to the constitutional validity of central laws. So these are the original jurisdiction. Now the appellate jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court exercises appellate jurisdiction over the cases brought in appeal against the decision of High Court. Cases that require the interpretation of the Constitution. Cases that High Courts certify should be tried in the Supreme Court. Cases in which a High Court changes a lower court's decision and give a death sentence. And cases that require the review of the Supreme Court's own judgment. Now the advisory function of the Supreme Court other than the appellate jurisdiction. The Supreme Court exercises advisory jurisdiction over the President, who can seek its advice on constitutional issues. This advice is not binding on the President. Supervisory jurisdiction. The Supreme Court exercises supervisory jurisdiction over all courts below it. The Supreme Court is also called the Court of Record, as it keeps records of all its decisions so that lower court can consult whenever needed. So a court that keeps such record is a court of record. Now High Court. The highest court in a state is the High Court. Sometimes two or more states and union territories have a common High Court. We'll know about the Chief Justice and judges of the High Court. A higher court is headed by a Chief Justice who is appointed by the President of India in consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the Governor of the concerned state. The President also appoints the other judges of the High Court. For this, he consults the Chief Justice of India and the Chief Justice of the High Court and the Governor of that state. A High Court judge retired at the age of 62. He can be impeached in the same way as a Supreme Court judge. Now, the powers and functions of the High Court. Original jurisdiction. A High Court exercises original jurisdiction over cases involving fundamental rights, cases involving dispute related to state elections. Appellate jurisdiction of High Court. A High Court has appellate jurisdiction over civil and criminal cases brought in appeal against the decision of lower courts. Supervisory jurisdiction. A High Court exercises supervisory jurisdiction over all courts below it or subordinate it. It is also called the Court of Record, as a High Court is the Court of Record for other subordinate courts. Now we'll read about the subordinate court. A state is divided into smaller administrative divisions called districts. So the court in the districts are subordinate to the higher court of the state. Civil and criminal courts in a district. The highest civil court is the court of district judge. The district judge preside over it. The same judge also preside over the court of the session judge, which is the highest criminal court in the district. He is then known as the session judge. Then we have the Nyaya Panchayat and Nyaya Panchayat are small village level courts that hear and settle small cases or PT cases. Often one Nyaya Panchayat serves several villages. So we have read about the judiciary, what are the function of judiciary, regarding the structure of judiciary, about the civil and criminal cases, the two type of cases that are brought to the court, the structure of the court or the judiciary, that means the Supreme Court, High Court and subordinate court. Separately their jurisdiction we have read. So today up to this, then we will continue with the public interest litigation part. Thanking you.